Yes, yes, fight fans, body and mind, sports, my people. You are fully appreciated in this round, my guys, my people. What we have 262.4 pounds versus 242.7 pounds. That is the weigh-in for Parker and Fabio Wardley, respectively, for their fight this evening at the O2 Arena. Clearly, Parker 20 pounds the much heavier man than Fabio. In fact, much heavier than he weighed in against Zhile Zhang and Deontay Wilder. In those two fights, he actually came in at the 240 range, which I thought was his optimum weight. Could the extra weight, work as a disadvantage to Parker, work to slow him down, work to have him fatigue? We shall find out. Don Charles thinks so, at least. But look, Parker has managed to shed 5 pounds from his 267 pounds weighing against Martin Bakoli, my guy. So clearly, Parker coming in so heavy because he's going for power, I guess. Maybe he does intend to stand and trade with the powerful Fabio Woodley, as he stated. But clearly, he also wants to be more nimble and have more better maneuverability than he did in his fight against Bakoli, my guys, my people. Bakoli, who he stopped in just 4 minutes in February. In February, my guys. That was Parker's last fight, meaning that he has only had 4 minutes of ring action in 19 months. That is since March of 2024 when he beat Zhile Zhang for the WBO interim strap. So maybe there could be questions of ring rust here for Parker to answer. If there are, albeit Fabio is, skill-wise, experience-wise, not comparable to Parker, but yeah, he does, however, have enough natural talent, tenacity, and power to get the win. If there are questions of ring rust, still, Parker is a steep hill for Fabio to climb. My guys, my people. Parker, top 2, top 3 heavyweight currently, and also a former world champion. In 2016, he got the vacant WBO strap, defeating Andy Ruiz, who is also another huge puncher. A huge puncher, my guys, my people. So yeah, the experience really belongs with Parker. And if he loses, just like Ade said, it really makes a farce of pro boxing, my guys, my people. But I think it makes pro boxing a lot more interesting to watch, because you just don't know what to expect, my guys, my people. Now, a huge risk, I'm gonna keep saying it, for Parker, obviously, especially as he's 33 years old now. If he loses, climbing back up is going to be difficult. He's done it before, but at age 33, it's a whole different kettle of fish, my guys, my people. A whole different kettle of fish to handle here. But what is most intriguing of this fight, as we know, is of course that eraser, that thunderous eraser. What if it lands on Parker? What happens? I've got good news for Parker. Good news for Parker. Parker, you have got a great chin, mate. Historically, you got a great chin. Parker, who has only been stopped by Joe Joyce, not the Joe Joyce of now. I'm talking about the juggernaut Joe Joyce, who was running through everything, my guys, my people. But in that case there, it took an accumulation from Joe Joyce through the rounds and great boxing skills to actually stop Parker. Joe Joyce, who's got a very strong amateur background, my guys, my people. Not Wardley. Parker, who has been down twice when he fought Dillian Whyte, only to drop Dillian Whyte in the 12th round and almost stole the win. Could have stolen the win, my guys, my people. Parker, who was down twice against Zhile Zhang when they fought, but still came back and won the fight. So historically, Parker has got a great chin, and he is just as tenacious, evidently, as Wardley is. So Parker is not just all skill and experience, both departments in which is way more superior than Wardley. I really don't see Wardley being able to take out Parker with just one punch like he did against Rooney, my guys, my people. But for Fabio, great news for Fabio also. He's not just a one-trick pony. He does like to punch in combinations, punch in between his opponent's attacks, really tries his hardest to line up that power hand, my guys, my people. A forward fighter, coming fighter, but not relentless. I would have to say he's not a relentless attacker. You know, so he can box. He can box and he can fight. He's got great natural ability, my guys, my people. But just as I've mentioned, Rooney, right? In Wardley, Wardley exposed himself that against fighters that are at least several levels above him, then he's only got what, 4 or 5 rounds of boxing in him before he reverts to just trying to time his opponent. Yeah, before he gets fatigued even and runs out of ideas. If he does that against Parker, it is going to be painful. It is going to be painful. And yes, the opportunity will be there to land that power hand, and it might land. I just don't think he takes out Parker with just one punch. Although if he does drop Parker, that would work to weaken Parker. So Fabio could still win the fight, my guys, my people. Maybe even on points. Maybe even on points. Just like Dillian Whyte did against Parker. But Dillian was a more seasoned fighter, more fresh than the Dillian we have now, and way more seasoned than Wardley. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is interesting. I'm leaning more towards the skills level and experience, the durability and stamina that Parker has. Yes, Wardley is durable also, but he's only shown us that against Rooney, who's not as much of a big puncher as Parker. Parker will be the hardest hitting fighter that Wardley has ever faced. In fact, the way Parker is performing right now, right, where he's sitting more on his punches, coming in heavier, I would call him a boxer puncher. Yes, he knows how to move, but it's not fast-footed per se. He's just got great educated footwork, well-schooled footwork, well-schooled fundamentals, and that's going to be hard to beat. It's going to be hard to beat. So yeah, I think Parker takes him out in 8 rounds. In 8 rounds, he beats Fabio Wardley via knockout, my guys, my people. That is my take and my final prediction. Now, I'm not going to stop saying this. This is a huge risk for Parker, and I've given Parker's reason for taking this fight. Was that he does not want to remain sidelined and inactive, my guys, my people. A huge risk. Also because his WBO interim ship is on the line, and the opportunity to fight Usyk finally, right? That is on the line, my guys. Well, look, that must annoy Parker, and clearly he has been agitated. I clearly saw that at the DAZN face-off, although he didn't let it out as he did at the final presser, where he clearly told Fabio Wardley, look, I'm going to smash you and show you levels, all right? Teach you that it's okay to lose, and that you are young enough to still climb back up, my guys, my people. Those are some real serious words and warning there that he put out to Fabio Wardley. Yeah, so he's very much agitated, clearly, because this fight that he's having with Wardley should have been his title shot with Usyk, who is sitting out due to a back injury. so to speak, right? So representing his second missed title opportunity after missing the opportunity with Daniel Dubois in February for the IBF title. Daniel Dubois, former IBF champion, my guys, my people. Yeah, I would say, I mean, they cited Dubois was sick. That's why he pulled out of the Parker fight. But I would say they just carefully maneuvered Dubois around Parker to meet Usyk, who is a much bigger fight, my guys, my people. That's all it is. It's business, my guys, my people. It is business. So yeah, all that must work up to piss off Joseph Parker, and it's like they're dangling a carrot in his face that he has already. A carrot that he's earned already, my guys, my people. Truly must piss him off. Also the fact that Wardley's manager, Michael Ofori, his name is, not giving no credit or consideration at all to Parker's experience and what he brings to the table. Just saying Wardley's gonna knock him out. Wardley's gonna knock him out. Great promotion for Wardley, you know, but he's like shitting on Parker already, and Parker not having that. He's very annoyed, and he's gonna take it all out on Wardley. Wardley, who believes that his power will come through for him, as it has always done. But we shall see. We shall see, my guys, my people. Why has Parker actually taken this fight? Let me ask again. And the reason why I'm asking is because, interesting enough, Frank Warren thinks that they are about to order the mandatory to Parker's interimship. And that would be, when you look on the in the WBO rankings, that would be the #1 contender, Moses Itauma, right? So is Warren alluding to that Parker is avoiding Moses Itauma by taking this Wardley fight to make up as his mandatory is you know, that he has now, having served the WBO with a second defense, right? Boy, I heavily doubt that he's trying to avoid Moses Itauma, because Parker, he's already said that if he beats Wardley, of course it depends in which fashion, then he wouldn't mind facing Moses Itauma in December, December the 13th, which is scheduled for Itauma's return. Although that will be delayed, I think, to 2026, early 2026. That is Itauma's return, my guys, my people. So yeah, this is not a case of Parker trying to avoid Moses Itauma, I don't think. You know, if you really scrutinize it, Wardley is highly invested in by Queensberry Promotions, and he's really at the stage of his career right now that they're still putting fighters in front of him, and he gets to choose who he wants from those fighters. And yeah, the best opportunity clearly there for him is Joseph Parker, with Wardley in a position where he has nothing to lose. So that's why I think he took the fight. It was put in front of him, not that he went on his own accord hunting for Joseph Parker, my guys, my people. So there's an argument there that Queensberry Promotions are putting Wardley in between a Parker and Itauma mandatory order in order to protect Itauma, who has already avoided Frank Sanchez in an IBF eliminator opportunity. So if he's gonna avoid Sanchez, you think he's ready for Parker, top 3 heavyweight in the world? I highly doubt it, my guys, my people. But look, everything's gonna be put to bed tonight. Parker, 36 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, 24 via KO, and 33 years old, my guys, my people. Fabio Wardley, 30 years old. So Parker's still very much in his, well, the peak of his prime, right? And Fabio in his prime, according to his age, that is. So the age really shouldn't be a factor here. Even Stevens, my guys, my people, and both fighters should be in good form. Now Fabio, 19 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 18 coming via KO. My guys, my people, and Parker, well, he stands at 6'4". Fabio taller by 1 inch, and Parker has a reach 76 inches. As for Fabio, his reach nowhere to be found on BoxRec, my guys, my people. But I will assume that he possibly has the reach advantage also. But does all that matter? That's what we are going to find out tonight, right? And I think it's going to be an amazing fight. I can't wait. It is full of intrigue. It is full of intrigue. But for now, I got Parker being the first to put a dent on Fabio's undefeated record, or, well, via knockout, by the way. Or is Fabio going to be the fourth man to defeat Joseph Parker, etch his name amongst the likes of Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, and Joe Joyce? Well, let's wait and see, my guys, my people. And with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. Before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, of course. Drop your comments below, and as always, stay super blessed. And I'm out. Thanks for watching.